Batman Last Night on Earth, issue number 1. This is from DC's Black Label, which is kind of DC's like dark, more mature, more adult oriented sub series, I guess. Everything in the Black Label is non-canon, so basically this is kind of its own story, and this is by Snyder and Greg Capullo. And so we start with basically Batman trying to figure out this one case. Nobody has died in this case. The only thing is, like, basically, I think it's like every day, somewhere in Gotham, someone marks across the streets a chalk line that's like, I think it's, if I remember, it's like 5 feet. And the lines basically are put in the morning and then they disappear at night. And Batman has chronicled all the lines, and he realized that the lines basically paint the bat symbol. And right smack dab in the middle of the bat symbol is Crime Alley, where Batman's parents were murdered. So Batman is basically trying to figure out who the heck is putting down these lines. What does it have to do with him? And one night he stumbles across a little boy. And the little boy turns out to be, it almost looks like Bruce, but as a zombie. Or at least that's the impression that I got. Though Bruce doesn't really mention that it looks like me or anything like that. But it just, from pictures I've seen of Bruce as a kid, it kind of looks like Bruce as a kid, but only as a zombie. The zombie basically pulls out a gun, shoots Batman, and then Batman wakes up in a hospital strapped to a bed. Alfred shows up, and Bruce is not only younger, but he realizes that he's in basically an insane asylum, and all the other patients and orderlies, actually the orderlies, I should say, look like villains. Like this guy right here looks like the Penguin. She looks like Harley Quinn. And they basically lay this story onto Bruce that Batman is fake. Everything about Batman is fake. He was never Batman. What happened was it was actually Bruce who murdered his parents. And after he murdered his parents, he kind of snapped. And he was taken to an insane asylum where he invented the Batman. And he invented all these villains. And he invented all the adventures that he goes on. And the Bat costume is like based off of the straitjacket and stuff that he wore. This would be kind of like a weird get up to give to a patient, but this is basically what the Bat outfit was based off. And as soon as I saw this, I thought, oh, are they basically stealing the Buffy season 6 plot? There was one episode where Buffy basically gets, I think it's season 6, could be season 7, but I'm like almost positive it's season 6, where she gets stabbed by a demon and basically wakes up in a insane asylum, where they tell her that like her life as Buffy the Slayer is all fake and in her head. The character's jumping back and forth between the Slayer world and the real, quote unquote, real world. And I thought, is that basically what this is, where Bruce thinks that Batman and all that stuff was fake, but he later realizes that that's not the case. It turns out that Alfred is actually older than he looks, and what happened was this is actually years into the future, and this was all a hologram that Alfred built for Bruce, so Bruce can be happy. And I just was super confused, because I was like, wait, why would Bruce be happy being in a Matrix world where he's stuck in an insane asylum where everyone thinks he's crazy and where he murdered his parents? Like, why would Alfred think this would be the perfect world for Bruce to live in? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like, Alfred should have like made like the perfect world will be his parents are still alive. He's with Catwoman or someone, happily married, maybe he has a family, everybody's happy, there is no Batman, there are no villains. I don't get how, yeah, your parents are dead, but you're the one that murdered them, and you're not really a hero, you're actually just a psycho who basically imagines that everyone that's trying to help you is actually the villain. Like, how is that your perfect world for Bruce? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But apparently Alfred thought that this was a good idea for Bruce. And Bruce basically doesn't want to live this world, which makes sense. Why the hell would you want to live in a world that you know is fake and where you're a psycho trapped in an insane asylum? I don't know how anyone could be happy with that. So Bruce basically leaves and he digs his way out. I guess they were underground. And yeah, Gotham is just basically a wasteland, Mad Max style, just covered in sand. So I guess this is basically the story was kind of like Matrix meets Buffy, and now it turns into like Batman's No Man's Land meets Mad Max, I guess. And yeah, along the way he meets Joker, who's nothing more than a head in a jar. So his only buddy is the Joker, who's nothing more than a head in a jar. I will say the artwork in this is amazing. I like the artwork, very nice and detailed and stuff. So he goes on a couple adventures. I'm gonna be skipping a lot of that stuff. Basically, I skip a whole chapter, and he meets what's left of, I guess. So I think this is Vixen. Vixen. Who the hell is she? Name's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Poison Ivy, Supergirl, and that's Wonder Woman. Yeah, I don't. Why would Wonder Woman do this? Because this takes place like a few years into the future. Wonder Woman has basically had the same hairstyle since what, World War One, World War Two? Which World War was she involved in? I can't remember. Why would she all of a sudden just change her hair? Why would she shave her head? Like, what would be the purpose of this? Is it like I don't understand why like whenever there's like a Mad Max like spin-off, they always have to have like the women shave their heads into mohawks. They did the same for what was that series? I can't remember that. There's actually a series. I did like a video review on it last year. Gotham City something, I want to say it was called. That was basically DC meets Mad Max. And Batman was the villain. Barbara was the... Was it Barbara? No, it wasn't Barbara, but it was Supergirl, who was actually the stepdaughter of Jim Gordon, was the main character. And in that, it was, I think Big Barda had her head shaved. I don't get the head shaving. Like, how is that going to help you in this Mad Max world? Is it going to make your head colder or something? I don't know. I don't get the head shaving. But yeah, she basically explains to Bruce what happened. So what happened was Lex Luthor. I'm kind of butchering this, but I just want to just kind of get through. Basically, Lex Luthor's like, hey, let's kill all the heroes, and then people decided, yeah, hey, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do that. So then a bunch of heroes were killed. Villains kind of took over. Gotham ended up destroyed. Apparently, Batman might have been killed in this whole incident because the Bruce here that we see, the reason why he looks younger is because he's actually a clone. So Bruce Wayne, I guess, might be dead. Then again, there could be a twist where like Bruce Wayne is actually alive but older, and we'll see him later. Who knows? But this is actually a clone of Batman. So yeah, basically, Gotham is destroyed. A lot of the heroes are dead. There's only a couple of them left. Wonder Woman kind of leads what's left of Gotham, like what's left of the survivors. And she basically made a deal with Hades, and she's going to take the survivors into the underworld, and that's going to be their new home. So apparently a world of perpetual darkness awaits them. So Bruce is like, yeah, no, I'm going to try to see if I can fix Gotham. And he basically leaves the underground where Wonder Woman and all them are at, and decides to travel the wastelands with his good buddy Joker in a jar. And yeah, that's Batman Last Night on Earth. Weird, but you know what? I kind of liked it. And here's the thing: a lot of people are like, "But you're constantly trashing DC for like its more dark stories." Yeah, but this is Black Label. Like, this is non-canon. So I'm totally fine with this. If Heroes in Crisis was a Black Label, I would have been okay. I mean, I still think it was poorly written. I mean, Heroes in Crisis is shit. But like all the darker stuff that DC keeps pumping out, if they just put it in the Black Label and made it non-canon, I wouldn't be all that upset about it. Because I don't mind like these darker, grittier stories. I just don't like when you completely change a character and change the whole universe just to make a character grim dark. Like, I don't like the fact that DC took what was basically Hope with Rebirth, and they just completely shit on it and destroyed it now. Now DC is just dark and gritty, and the character that represented Hope is now a murdering psychopath who's blaming innocents for his crimes. Like, you're destroying these characters. You're making these characters just shit. Like, if Tom King wanted to tell his story with Batman but made it non-canon, fine. But the fact that this is Batman, this is canon, like the stories you're telling with Batman, it's canon, this is like now continuity, is what ruins it for me. Keep your main stuff more in the tone of Rebirth, because that's what everyone wanted. And then keep your darker grittierness that Dan Didio wants, keep that as DC's Black Label. Tell all your dark, gritty, fucked up stories on the Black Label. Tell your hopeful, not lighthearted, but just more optimistic, more heroic stuff. Keep that in the main continuity. That's just my opinion, anyways. I'm kind of rambling on that, but yeah, I like this. I thought it was interesting. I want to see where this is going. It's kind of weird, but it has my interest. And again, the fact that it's non-canon means that they can do whatever the hell they want with it, and it won't affect the actual, continuity of DC, which makes it even better. So I don't need to worry about that. Like, oh, you're butchering the characters. Like, this is its own thing, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit the bell for notification, leave a like if you enjoyed. Feel free to comment down below, and hope to see you guys next time. Later.